Welcome to the Workamper Show, a podcast devoted to helping you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. I'm Steve Anderson, the president of Workamper News. Each one of our episodes will either introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to opportunities to work short-term jobs. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Thank you, Steve. Today I'm speaking with a woman who operates a business from her RV to help other people capture and preserve their photographs and memories in a way that can't be lost. Today's episode is sponsored by Workamper News. With its diamond and platinum membership tools, Workamper News is much more than just a job listing website. When you put the tools of this professional service into action, you'll find out just how easy it can be to turn your work camping dreams into reality. The one-year memberships open the door to a one-stop shop for all things work camping. Being the original resource for work camping, you'll find the largest number of job listings, be able to connect with a community of work campers, and view resources compiled by experts who've been enjoying the RV lifestyle for many years. If you're serious about leading a successful and enjoyable work camping lifestyle, then a diamond or platinum membership is for you. You can even get started with a free 30-day trial by visiting www.workamper.com/trial. Embark on new adventures today with the support of Workamper News behind you. Brenda Esdohr is the owner of Preserving Memory Lane. She and her husband started RVing full-time earlier this year. It is something that they've been planning for quite a while, and it was a process of downsizing that opened Brenda's eyes to a new business idea. She had boxes of photos, albums, and videos that they would not be able to easily take with them on the road. She didn't want to leave them in storage because all it would take is one flood, one tornado, or an extended period of high heat to destroy the memories forever. It's important to maintain those memories, not just for her enjoyment, but for generations of people who follow and may want to view things like their wedding photos and a video someday. Brenda discovered preserving memories was a common pain point among RVers. She developed a system that not only captures the image, but also allows people to explain more about a photo, such as who was in it, what they were doing, and why the moment was significant. Anyone who has had to contend with an estate knows how frustrating and overwhelming it can be to discover boxes of photos and not know anything about them, like who the people are or where it was taken. It's a problem that goes beyond boxes of old photos. What are people supposed to do with the thousands of digital images they have stored on their phones and computers that could disappear in an instant with a hard drive failure or an accidental click of a button? To tell us more about her RVing experiences and about her business and how it can help RVers, please welcome Brenda Esdohr with Preserving Memory Lane to the show. Thank you for joining me today, Brenda. I really appreciate the time. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
I am from Iowa, and my husband and I literally just last week started our full-time RV lifestyle adventure. And we're super excited. But one of the things that I came across as we started downsizing a year ago was what to do with all of my photos and my photo albums and my videos and the things that are bulky that aren't going to fit in my RV with us, but are important, and I still want them, but what do I do with them?
Good point.
So that's where my business is being birthed from that pain point of, I'm not going to leave them in a storage space because all it takes is one tornado, one hurricane, a couple of years of extreme temperatures, and they're ruined.
That's right.
So.
Exactly. So what a cool business idea to help people preserve these messages or these vital photos and videos and things like that.
Yeah, it is important. And we're not just doing it. One of the things I try and remind people of too is when I'm working with them is that what we do isn't just for us. It's for the generations to come. Preserving my wedding video isn't just so that I can watch it on my anniversary. It's so that my grandchildren's grandchildren can see it someday.
That's an excellent point, Brenda, because of a good friend of mine just lost his father last year, and now they're going through the apartment and they're coming across literally boxes full of photographs that they have no idea who these people are or whether they're connected to the family or whether they're friends or anything like that. So anything that can be done to help preserve those memories for the next generation is a really good idea.
Yeah. And what I do started out helping just everybody, sticks and bricks people, RV people. I just really noticed the pain point when we became RVers in that, I don't have a room or a shelf or a bookcase to keep all of my stuff in the RV, but I still want it with me. So how do I make my memories mobile, like I'm making my house?
Okay. So do you help people by scanning the photos and things like that and organizing it for them? Or do you just tell people how to do that?
I can do it and have done it all. I really try and meet my clients where they're at. Some are real good do-it-yourselfers, and they just need coaching and a system and a place to put everything. Some people look at everything and they're just completely overwhelmed, and they just hand me boxes of everything. And it's just like, give it back to me when it's done and it's pretty. And I've done that.
Okay.
I have even worked with family and done estates where we took all of grandma's photos and videos and scrapbooks and digitized everything so that the entire family, cousins, and everyone had access to all of grandma's memories and photos and stuff. So I've worked with estates, and now I'm starting to work more and more within the RV community. And within that, again, it's meeting people where they're at. Are they just starting their journey and they're downsizing? Well, then they still have access to everything because they're just in the process. And again, I can coach them through it. I can do it for them. I've got lots of different options to meet them where they're at. Or if they're already on the road, okay, now what? Because what if you did leave all of your memories behind in a storage space? We are actually, because we're still just in the pre-launch phase of this, working towards being able to even go and meet up with an RV couple or individual at their storage space and help them physically. Number one, you got to go find them, look in your storage space and all of that. And where did the photos go? And help them and be able to meet up for 3 or 4 days with wherever their stuff is and help them to physically get that project going.
Oh, very good. So you'll actually go visit people?
Well, in the RV world, that's part of the beauty of it. We're mobile. If we plan ahead and look at everybody's calendar, we can plan to be in Phoenix in 3 months or Houston next fall and meet up with whoever, the person wanting to work on stuff and physically help them do that. Because for some people, it is so overwhelming to even think about starting. They just don't. Mm-hmm. And then like your friends, grandpa passes away and we're going through stuff and now it's too late.
Right. So are you helping people with physical photos or digital photos or both?
Both, because there too, once we get our old physical stuff under control, because we're RVers and we are out on the road experiencing all kinds of phenomenal places and things, we are taking hundreds of photos on our phones because it's right there with us. It's in our pocket. And so now what do we do to curate those, to save those in a place that's secure? So again, so that my granddaughter's grandchildren can come back and experience what her great-great-grandparents did in their RV.
That's right.
How do we put that in some sense of order and save it so that we don't just have, 4,000 photos on our phone that can be lost? So yes, I do the whole thing from start to finish. We're going to work with your old stuff, and then we're going to keep you current on your new stuff, all of our digital stuff.
Not only to keep track of all the photos, but they're all got these stupid names. IMG_3572. Okay, what was that? Where was it? Who's involved? Anything like that. So making them descriptive would be helpful in reliving the RV experience.
Yes, and that piece of it is called metadata, which is what grandma wrote on the back of the photo. That was grandma's metadata.
Yes.
Because we're digital, we go into the photo and we put a description in there. And the platform that I use gives individuals the opportunity to write as much metadata of the story as they want to that stays with that photo forever.
Really?
So that those great grandkids get to read what was going on at the Grand Canyon, or this past 2 years of going through the pandemic. I recently came across information from my family when they went through the Spanish flu in 1919 and was reading about that. And so how cool would it be for our great grandkids to come back and see the photos of the places that we went to, the things that we did or didn't do during the pandemic, and our story and how it affected us that goes with that.
That's right. Now, is it possible for people who have like a box of photos to mail them to you and have you scan them and begin this process so they have the images converted digitally?
I have partnered with a company that does the bulk of the scanning that I use now. In the past, it's all been just me because I've just been local. But now that I'm out and about, I found a phenomenal company to partner with that has the start to finish platform for exactly what everybody, but especially RVers, need. It gives us a cloud-based place to house our photos. In photo organizing world, you want to have your physical collection like on your laptop, because in an RV, most of us all function off of a laptop. You're going to have a couple of backups, an external hard drive and a flash drive that you keep someplace else. And then you're going to have your cloud backup so that, Armageddon happens and everything gets wiped out. There is still a preserved copy in the cloud. And I found one company that will do that. And your content is private, it is secure, and you own it. All of them, with the exception of like 2 or 3 companies, you are renting your space where you are storing your photos and your memories. So if you stop paying your rent, if you're at a campsite and you don't pay your camp rent, they're going to boot you out. And the same thing happens with our digital real estate. If we are renting it and life happens and you don't pay your rent, they will delete your content. And it has happened. So the company that I found, you actually own your digital real estate. And you can do everything from that. You save your photos and your videos and everything there. You can see them. You can create books or any other photo gift that you could think of. If you want to order it and send it to a grandchild or something like that, you can do that all from one platform. You're not putting pictures over in this platform and then you're sending some over there and then you can't remember where they're at or what you did with them. It's a one-stop solution to this huge pain point.
Mm-hmm. And that's a very good point, because it's not just that you're not paying the rent. Perhaps you're ill and you wound up in the hospital when your cloud storage contract renews and you weren't set up for automatic renewal. So after a few days, boom, it all disappears into just Neverland and you lose all of that information. Yes. And so that
very thing happened to me, because the catalyst that has preempted our RV adventure started in August of 2020 when my husband was severely burned in an accident at our home. We spent a month at the Iowa burn unit and then a month at rehab, and he had burns over 25% of his body. And so we have had to make some new lifestyle choices based on his injury, thus the RV life and eventually being able to chase the weather, so to speak. While we were going through all of that, I had uploaded some pictures to a very good company that does excellent work in printing the photo books and stuff, and started a photo book. Life happened, literally, life caught fire, and everything stopped and was put on hold. During that time, this company had a policy that if you weren't in your account every 6 weeks doing something, creating, ordering, working in it, or whatever, they would delete it because they don't want to pay to store your pictures. So fast forward 3 or 4 months down the road, we're home. I've decided it's time for some self-care for me. I'm going to do something I enjoy to do. I'm going to go finish this book. I logged into my account with this company and everything was gone. All my photos, all my project, it was empty.
Let's give those guys some publicity. What company would have eliminated all of your files?
Well, it was MPix that did it, but most of them will, some of them will do that. And we are all guilty, myself included, of, that all that little tiny print that we all scroll down and we don't read and we just click that agree button at the bottom.
Yes.
It was in there. It told me, just like when you put photos into Google Photos, if you read that small print, they let you know that you are agreeing that they will own a copy of your photos.
Mm-hmm.
And they can then do whatever they want to with them. They data mine it. So they send their artificial intelligence through all of your photos so that they know that you are in a camper and you have a dog and this and that. And then they sell that information to advertisers.
Right. And not only that, but they are scanning the digital profiles as well. So they know who you are hanging out with. So they see your picture. They know that you are in that picture, but you're also in there with Greg Gerber. And so let's start marketing to both Brenda and Greg. Right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it's in their terms of service. Nobody reads that. I mean, I'm just as guilty as the next guy. So when I found the company that I've partnered with, they don't do that. You own your content. Nobody goes through it. It's private. It's yours. And that made a huge difference to me, that I knew that I wasn't accidentally giving my photos away.
And I think that the ability to put an entire description in there, not just 140 characters for a file name, is a big boost. So they can actually tell the story and the memory of what happened at that particular event as part of the description, and it stays with the photo the entire time. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes. And then your photos are also shareable, so you can create a share link. So let's say we've been to the Grand Canyon and we've got a photo album in there of the Grand Canyon experience. I can create a link and share that with you so you can come in and see my photos from that trip and my descriptions and everything. The other wonderful thing is that you can use it then on an iPad. So let's say, it's a rainy couple days in Florida and you can't get out and do anything. You're just sitting in the rig. You can go on your iPad to add your metadata, and you can even use the talk to text feature so that you don't even have to be typing stuff in. You can just speak to it and then of course check it, because every once in a while some crazy word flies in there.
That's incredible.
And you don't even have to be able to type. I've worked with my dad to do that, so because he's not going to type. So he's 80 years old. He's not going to sit down and type stuff, but he will punch the little microphone button and tell the story of the picture.
That's incredible. And you make it so simple for people to preserve their memories. You mentioned that your husband was burned in a real bad accident. And that's what prompted you to go RVing. And why was that? Because you needed to be able to follow the weather? So made it easier for him?
The extreme temperatures of the Midwest are really hard on his grafted skin. And right now he owns a pest control business. And so he's outside in the elements all the time. And when you've had grafts, your skin is just so sensitive. And we're starting to get old. 60 is just around the corner. And it was like, we were following some couples that RV full time. And a year ago, last March, I kind of elbowed him as we were sitting on the sofa. And I said, we could do that. That looks like fun. I think we could do that. And he was like, you would never give up your stuff. And I was like, I don't know. I think I would. So we started the process. Last April, we had our first garage sale. And this April, we moved into our first full-time rig. So.
Okay. And what kind of rig did you buy?
We bought a Coachman Chaparral 3 73 MBRB. So it is technically a 3-bedroom, 2 full bathroom fifth wheel. It's designed for a family, but it works great for us because we each took a bunk room as an office.
Oh, very cool. So is your husband going to continue his business too?
He is planning to sell it when the right opportunity comes along. We're hoping within the next year to sell his pest control business. And then, like I said, he wants to go to RV technician school. He's very handy, and that just fits right in his wheelhouse. And then as we travel, I can be helping people with their photos, and that we can do all remotely via Zooms and calls and that sort of thing. And then physically, if they need help, so we'll go to Arizona and meet up with somebody, and he can work on RVs in Arizona while I help, somebody I've met actually get their photos and their videos out of their storage unit and sent in to get them digitized.
That's great. So have you had any challenges when you've been starting out? Because you've only been doing this for a couple of weeks. Did you encounter anything that made you go, uh-oh, I wish I'd known that earlier?
Nothing that I thought I wish I'd known that earlier. We spent the winter practicing, so to speak, with the fifth wheel that we had. And we're about to sell a Hitchhiker 2 fifth wheel that worked great for us to practice in. So we spent 2 weeks in the RV over the winter, and then 2 weeks back at our sticks and bricks, cleaning stuff up, packing stuff up, selling stuff, and then 2 weeks back in the RV so that we could practice just to make sure that, that we could really do this. So far, we are customizing our rig now to our needs, turning the bunk rooms into offices, figuring out where the washer dryer combo is going to go, those sorts of things. But no, so far, granted, we're just getting started, and I'm fully aware that it's not always going to be fun.
I'm sure there will be some challenges. So but
there's challenges and tough spots when you live in sticks and bricks. Things go wrong, and it's not easy. So
that's right. Where are some of the places you're dreaming of visiting?
Well, we have 16 grandchildren.
Whoa.
Yes. Right now they are aged 22 to 2. So we joke around that as they all reach adulthood and put down roots different places, that eventually we can go and visit each one of them for 2 to 3 weeks and make the rounds. And at the end of the year, we just start over. So that would probably be, we're just going to go where the grandkids are.
Do you have to hold up a 7-Eleven every November to pay for Christmas?
I have a really healthy monthly Christmas club savings that I do. Yes, because it's a little spendy.
Very good. So are there any other parts of the country that you'd really like to get to? Would you go all the way up to Alaska, or are there certain places that you've dreamed of visiting?
So Alaska is interesting. Another caveat of our life and from my husband's accident and prompted us to live life now rather than wait is I lost my first husband in 1991 to a drowning accident. So I've always been a little bit more in tuned to live life like there's no tomorrow, because there might not be. So when my husband and I turned 49, instead of waiting till we were 50, just on the outside chance we didn't hit 50, we actually flew to Alaska and rented an RV for 2 weeks and just drove around. And I love Alaska.
Mm-hmm. It's a Kodak moment around every corner, isn't there?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Very good.
So we did that. My husband likes Florida. So we'll probably, between Florida and Arizona in the winter times, that's probably where we will head once we've sold his business. And eventually we are going to do the East Coast in the fall. I want to start at Maine and come down through. I've never done that. So that would be on my bucket list.
That would be a very cool trip to start up in fall foliage and then follow the colors all the way down to Florida. That would be a great memory to document. So when you're marketing your business, then have you given any thoughts to how you can do that while you're in campgrounds?
We were just literally having that conversation yesterday. And I know we're planning to put some signage and use our truck and our rig to kind of do some wrapping on it so that, we're a driving billboard. And then honestly, it just comes up naturally as you're visiting with people. Oftentimes, especially with the RV community, it's very easy to just stop and ask them, what did you do with your pictures? Where's your wedding album? Where's the videos, if they've got kids, of your kids when they were growing up? And that conversation really does just come naturally. And then I just share with them, if I can show you how you can make your memories mobile, would you be interested? I haven't had anybody tell me no yet.
That's great. What kind of cost did you incur to start this business?
It wasn't much. For my scanning equipment, it was under $1,000. And at this point, going forward, as we are working through preserving memory lane, which is what I named my business, there's really only about $160 fee to become an associate with the company that I partnered with, so that, it's really inexpensive to get started, and it is so easy.
Are you going to maintain Iowa as your domicile state?
We are right now, mostly because at some point in the future, when my dad passes away, I inherit the farm that I grew up on. So we've already changed our domicile address to the farm with my dad.
Do you have any advice for people who are just starting out in this? I know you're starting out as well, but is there anything that you would encourage them to do or dissuade them against doing?
Nothing that I would probably dissuade them against doing. Just taking the time, do your homework, do your due diligence, and just move forward. My favorite mantras is growing old is a privilege not everybody gets to have. So, as you're looking at the future and what you want to do, don't necessarily wait for tomorrow or for things to be better or easier, because it might not happen. And just go with your best life and go forward, and don't be afraid. I mean, mistakes are just opportunities to learn how to do things differently. So if you do screw up something, okay, try plan B or C or D.
Very good. Well, can you tell people what it would cost to hire you to help them preserve their memories?
For the most part, I am a coach, and I'm going to help them use the platform of Forever to put their things into. So the cost will depend on several different things. And again, I try and cater this to each client's needs. I have clients who have written me $6,000 checks to do an entire estate and curate it and do the whole thing. And I have clients who have spent less than $500 to digitize because they did the scanning themselves. It was before they're still in sticks and bricks. So anywhere on the in between is where you're at. It depends on how many photos you have, how much you want to do yourself, and all of those little variables. And again, when I meet with a client in person or virtually chatting on the phone, that's one of the things that we talk about is, what is a realistic budget for you? What can you afford? What would you want to afford? And again, I go back to remind them that we can do things in bite-sized pieces, and that what we're doing isn't just for us, it's for generations to come. So if they have a huge estate that we're going to do and we're looking at $5,000, break that down over the next 5 generations of people that are going to have access to all of those photos, family history, all of that good stuff. I mean, then it becomes, as they say, it's priceless.
Right, an investment.
And by doing what I do, which is where I'm at now, in looking for partners, other RVers who have a passion for this, who can hear this and go, oh my gosh, that just makes so much sense. I wish I had known that there was a way to do this when we got started. I am looking for associates to come and do this with me. And there's a way to add income to their RV experience. It's not, you're not going to pay for everything, but I pay for an awful lot of the extras that, we might not get to do otherwise. So there is that opportunity as well.
I was going to ask about that. So if people wanted more information, how could they get in touch with you?
The two best ways right now, because we are still in the pre-launch time of this, we're planning to do a full launch in October. So website's not up yet. Things aren't done. We're still working through all of the details of that. So the two best ways to reach out to me now is email, which is brenda.preservingmemorylane@gmail.com, or to just call or text me on my cell phone. And my cell phone number is 641-757-7809.
Very good. Well, this has been fascinating, Brenda. Sounds like a wonderful service to provide for anybody of any age, but especially for older folks and people who just want to preserve their RV memories. I mean, you're going to be on the road for 3 to 5 years or longer. What a great way to learn how to preserve them so that you can relive them, and so can your kids and the rest of your family.
Yes.
Super. So thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate it. I truly enjoyed talking to Brenda Esdohr, the owner of Preserving Memory Lane, about her business and her RVing experience. The beauty of Brenda's business is that once captured, the images, videos, and memories are retained in cloud storage forever. They can also be distributed to other friends and family members, so multiple copies of important photos are preserved, such as Grandpa and Grandma's wedding photos. It's a different system from Google Photos in that Brenda's company doesn't own the images, nor will it use artificial intelligence to scan the images for data mining purposes, just to display more advertisements or to sell more stuff. The images belong to the customer. The couple runs their business from a 37-foot fifth wheel. It technically had 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths, which were ideally designed for a family to use. However, Brenda and her husband converted both bunk rooms into office space. That will make it very easy for them to work while traveling to visit their 22 grandchildren. Brenda lost her first husband in a drowning accident in 1991. So she and her current husband made a conscious decision to start RVing full-time in their late 40s on the outside chance they wouldn't reach 50. Brenda realizes growing old is not a privilege everyone gets to enjoy. Waiting for the ideal time to start something, like RVing, is risky because life may intervene and thwart those plans. For more information about Preserving Memory Lane, or to connect with Brenda, visit www.preservingmemorylane.org, email brenda.preservingmemorylane@gmail.com, or call her at 641-757-7809. Today's episode is sponsored by The Dreamer's Journey. It's an online course and community produced by Workamper News. Life is way too short to keep your dreams on hold, so don't be held back by fear because you were designed for more. Get started in the RV lifestyle the right way with this comprehensive guide. For just $29.95 for 1 year of access, Dreamers have unlimited viewing of 50-plus videos to learn things like what type of RV to buy, goal setting, how to budget for the adventure, developing a positive mindset, setting up a domicile, and operating a small business on the road, plus everything about work camping and how to find the right job for you. Each video is 30 to 90 minutes long to give in-depth coverage on each topic. There's no wrong time to get started, so for more information, visit www.rvdreamersjourney.com. That's all I have for this week's show. Next time, I'll be speaking with a man who works with other RVers to help build homes across the country for Habitat for Humanity. You'll learn all the details on the next episode of The Workamper Show. Thanks for listening.